automate the user interface by just using natural language. That's currently possible with UiPath ScreenPlay, and today we will see how. So just to give a very brief introduction, UiPath ScreenPlay, it's a kind of compute use agent such as operator from OpenAI that is able to understand goals. So you could give it a goal like download the latest available report within a given app. And so the agent will be able to understand the goal and navigate on the user interface as we do in order to achieve that goal. And at the same time, it is able to adapt to changes that might occur on the interface over time that normally would break traditional automations. So with this introduction given, let's see how we can use ScreenPlay. So currently, at the moment that I'm recording this tutorial, it's still in preview. So to make sure you can use it while on preview, go over Automation Ops, and then at the governance page, add a new product policy, and here define the policy name. It can be allow preview. And then here select Studio Web. So on this tutorial we'll use Studio Web, but if you prefer you can also use Studio. ScreenPlay works in the same way. And after adding the policy, at activities panel page here, just make sure you enable preview packages and activities. So that's really important. And then after that, save the policy, and then we should have access to preview activities, including ScreenPlay. So after adding the policy, just create an RPA workflow on Studio Web. And after creating the RPA workflow, let's just add the ScreenPlay activity. And we can notice that automatically the activity was put inside of a use application browser. So each ScreenPlay activity should work with a specific application window. And if you wish later on the same workflow to work with another application by using ScreenPlay, you should use another use application browser that targets that application. So our first use case to test ScreenPlay will be this login page. So here we can notice that is exposed the username and password to perform the login. So let's see if ScreenPlay is capable of extracting the credentials that are exposed and use them to execute the login here on this page. So let's just have a brief overview around the main ScreenPlay properties. So for sure, the task property is the main one, is where we provide the goal to ScreenPlay, so the prompt with the instructions. And also, optionally, we can pass variables, and later on this tutorial, we'll see how. After providing the task, we can also choose the model that will power the ScreenPlay agents. So by default, it's selected the GPT model, but also we have freedom to choose, for example, a Gemini model. And then we have other properties that we can tweak. And also we have here output property. Here we can see by default the goes to the result variable that later we'll see how it can help us. So here let's set the task to ScreenPlay to log in on this page by using this exposed credentials. So here let's pass this prompt, perform login with credentials exposed on the page. So pretty simple prompt. Let's see if it works. So let's here first select just the tab, so the login page for the user application browser. And here you can see the URL. So with that, we should be able to execute the workflow. And let's see if it works. So currently it's running. And so we can now open the live stream. And so was open the login page. And now the agent is looking maybe to where is the credentials exposed on the page. So find the credentials to then fill them on the username and password fields. And we can see that it extracted the credentials. And now it should click on the login button. And let's see if the login is successful. And it is. So it means that it extracted the right credentials, so the credentials that were exposed on the login page, and it finished successfully. So it worked pretty well. So let's see now another use case. So now a bit more advanced one. So on this books.toscript.com page, it's basically a page that shows a list of books with details like the name and the price. And so we'll use ScreenPlay to navigate on this application, so on this web app, to go basically first to travel, to filter by travel books, and after filtering by travel books, extract the title and price of the first three books listed on this category. So for that, let's just here disable what we did. And now let's use another screenplay that will target this web page. And now let's pass the task for the agent. So let's use this prompt. First, it should filter by travel books. And after filtering, extract the title and price of the first three books. And then we are already saying how we want the output from these screenplay activities. So we want as output a JSON array with the JSON objects with the keys title and price. So by that way, we already can predict how the output will look like and work with it to submit here on this form. So basically we'll extract the books and fill them here on this form. So with this, let's add a log message where we will log the output from screenplay. So the output by default comes on the result variable. So let's log it as info level. And yeah, let's see how it's working. So let's debug on cloud. And I'll just open the live stream. So the page is being open. And so one of the things that we can clearly notice is that these compute use agents are clearly way slower than the traditional approach. So we can notice that was already filtered by travel categories, and now it should extract the title and price of the first three books. And currently it's running. So let's just give it some seconds. And it's already run. So the log message we have here to enable info level. So here we can see the output as we said. So per each book, we get the title and price. And we can clearly notice that these are the first three books that appears on the travel category. So for now, it's working well. So the next step is to fill this data. So per each book, fill the book's data on this form. So for that, initially, we have to deserialize this JSON string, so to convert it to a JSON array object. So for that, let's use deserialize JSON array. And so here we provide the JSON string. And so the JSON string is stored on the result variable that comes from the screenplay activity. And with this, let's just here declare the output variable to JSON array books. Make sure the scope remains so it's accessible on the whole workflow. And so with this setup, let's now use another screenplay with a new use application browser, as we will have to focus on this form, a new page. So here, let's use another screenplay. And so here, let's focus, well, on this form. And so, first of all, we must create a loop per each JSON object stored on a JSON array. So for that, we can use for each. Here, provide, well, the JSON array. Now, just to be more descriptive, let's change here the item name to current book. Now, with this setup, here inside of the for each, let's add a set variable value activity to assign a value to a variable that first will create. So first for the book title. So this will be text. And so the value, so is a current book. And here, then let's open, oops, here, let's just remove this badly created for each. And so here, let's open the expression editor and just say the value that we want to get. So we want to get the title. And now we must convert here to string. Here it's current book, it's wrong. So with this, let's just copy, and now let's use another assigned variable value and create the variable book price, store the book price, so text. Here, let's open expression editor. And here, let's just say that we want to get the price. And with this, now let's drag the screenplay inside of the for each. So by this way, we will run the screenplay per each book that is iterated from the JSON array. And so here, now on the screenplay activity, let's provide, well, the task. So here we can provide the following prompt. Fill and submit the form. After submit, go back to the form page. So by this way, after submit the form, we go back to the form page. So we keep it on the state to be able on the next iteration to insert another book if there is. And so here, small detail, we are providing the variables, so that stores that book title and book price. So you just have to put the variables inside curly braces. And with that, we pass basically the variable and dynamically passing the value, so the book title and the book price of each iterated book. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's see how it's working. So let's run here and open the live stream. Filter the books by travel. So after extracting here the books data from the first three books, it should open the farm page. We should see that happening. And yeah, it takes some time, as you can see. And so now let's see if it fills the title and price of the first book. And it's working. We can see it's working. So now it should submit the form and then go back as we instructed on the prompt. And now we should see the second book being filled, and then a third, and then the automation should finish. So let's just see if that happens. Well, the agent did a pretty good job, and I think for a preview it looks awesome. And I can really visualize the potential and benefits of using it. First, lower time for development for sure. So instead of having to set up a bunch of activities and tweak the selectors and so on, with a single screenplay activity, you can automate like 2, 3, or 4 steps. You just have to provide a great prompt, and that's it. And then also with its intelligent behavior, it can adapt to changes that might occur on the interface over time, things that on the traditional approach could be a problem and result on maintenance needs. Apart from that, I think there is also trade-offs. One of them is way slower than the traditional approach. Another is the reliability. At least when this goes out from preview and goes to GA, I will just use screenplay on very edge cases where it really makes sense on, for example, very unstable interfaces, but also cases where on the interface, on the page, on the window where screenplay it's working, if something is done wrong, it won't be a nightmare or a huge problem because as this is a probabilistic thing, so LMs are probabilistic, I think there is the chance, even if it's minimal, of doing, for example, the wrong click on the given page. And if this wrong click means a huge problem, I think I will rather not use screenplay. However, I think there is ways to overcome that if there is a kind of guardrail system implemented where we can indicate basically things which the screenplay agent is forbidden to interact. I think these kind of things could help on that. So that's it for this tutorial, and if you liked it, give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel and enable notifications bell. So I will see you now on the next tutorial.